ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Dear friends, we are in this Mundakopanishad, the second Mundaka, first part of second Mundaka. And then we were reading the mantra 4 and we were reading the bhashyam under that. This mantra 4 is about the description of the Virat Purusha, the cosmic gross body as we imagine. The cosmic subtle body is that Hiranyagarbha. The same thing from a different point of view, if you look at it from the gross point of view, it is called Virat. The same thing from the point of view of the cosmic mind, you call it Hiranyagarbha, and from the point of view of the cosmic body, you call it Virat. So we were seeing the description of that Virat, and that for that Virat, Agnihi Murdha. Agni is like the Agni means the heavenly Dyuloka. Dyuloka. Agni does not mean fire. Agni is the Dyuloka, the heavenly world. That is the head. And then Chakshushi Chandra Surya. That is the eyes are the sun and the moon. This is Shrotre. All the directions are like the ears. And then Vag Vivrutascha Vedaha. Its walk, its speech is all the Vedas which have been well revealed. Then Vayu Pranaha. Vayu is its prana. Hrudayam Vishwamasya. The whole universe is its heart. Then Padbhyam Pruthivi. Its feet is this Pruthivi. Then Yesha Sarvabhutantaratma. This is this Sarvabhutantaratma. We were seeing this Bhashyam. Bhashyam also we have come to an end. In the last line, in the last class we read this line. Vayu Prano Yasya Hrudayam Antakaranam Vishwam Samastam Jagadasya Yasya Iti Etat. We read that line. So Vishwam, the whole universe is its Antakaranam. Then let us read. Sarvam hi Antakarana Vikarameva Jagat
सर्वं हि अंतःकरण विकारमेव जगत्
मनस्येव सुषुप्ते प्रलय दर्शनात्
मनस्येव सुषुप्ते प्रलय दर्शनात्
जागरितेपि
जागरितेपि
तत एव अग्निविस्फुलिङ्गवत् what does your book say?
विप्रतिष्ठानात्
There is some small print mistake here. विस्फुलिङ्गवत् विप्रतिष्ठानात् यस्य च पद्भ्याम्. Okay, so here Sarvam hi antahkarana vikarameva jagat. This is one important principle which we see. In fact, whether mind has come first or matter has come first, that is something which is still undecided even by the modern science. So this is something which is speculated in our books also, in our ancient texts. This is a question which was discussed. And then the point is, mind is the thing which has come first, and then from the mind has formed its own body. The mind has evolved a body of its own. So that is what is our principle. So that is what he is saying. Sarvam hi antahkarana vikarameva jagat. This is jagat is nothing but the antahkarana vikaram. It is something which is created or put forth before you by your own mind. Antahkarana vikarameva. Then he is giving an example. Manasi eva sushupte pralaya darshanat. In that sushupti, the whole thing is pralaya. Pralaya means it is dissolved. The whole thing is dissolved in the mind itself in that deep sleep. So this is from at two levels you can see. Number one, whether matter has come first or mind has come first. From that point of view you can see. That is, from the mind is something which has come first, and then from the mind all these things has emerged. Mind has created its own body. That is one level. The second thing, the whole world which you see is nothing but a projection of the mind. This is what we see. Vishwam Darpana Dushyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam. All the shlokas in Vedanta, they state the same thing, that it is something which is a projection of your own mind. So that is the point here. Sushupte pralaya darshanat. And jagaritepi tata eva agni vispulingavad vipratishthanat. Jagaritepi, even in the jagrad avastha, tata eva, from that Virat Purusha eva, vispulingavat, like thus vispulinga, like all these sparkles, that is vipratishthanat, that is they are being spread out like this vispulingaha. So that is it. Then yasya cha padhyam jata pruthivi.
यस्य च पद्भ्यां जाता पृथिवी.
So that is Prithvi. Prithvi is supposed to be its feet. The whole earth is supposed to be the feet of that Virat Purusha. So that is it. Then this is a visualization. Basically it is a visualization, a sort of anthropomorphic visualization of the whole universe. Then Yesha Devo Vishnur Anantaha Prathama Shariri
एष देवो विष्णुरनन्तः प्रथम शरीरी.
Trailokya Dehopadhihi
त्रैलोक्य देहोपाधिः.
Sarvesham Bhutanam Antaratma.
सर्वेषां भूतानां अंतरात्मा.
So Esha Devaha means this particular divine being, this particular entity is Vishnu. Vishnu again, we need not take it as some Vishnu who is sleeping in that, who is reclining on that snake and then who is in that, say, ocean of milk and not like that. Vishnu is, we have to take the etymological meaning, Vyapnoti, Vyapana-shilaha. Just as Ishvara, we take it as Ishana-shilaha, that is one who is lording over the whole thing. Then Shivaha, Shiva means, does not mean Lord Shiva. Shiva means something which is auspicious. So Ishvara means something which is lording over. Shiva means something which is auspicious, which is doing, which is good for all. Then Vishnu is something which is Vyapana-shilaha, that which is all pervading. So from that point of view, Vishnuhu Anantaha. So that is again Vishnu, the same thing he is explaining, Vishnuhu Anantaha, that is the infinite. Then Prathama Shariri. This Prathama Shariri means that Hiranyagarbha who is the Prathama Shariri. Then Trailokya Deha Upadhihi. It is the Upadhi for all the Trailokya. Trailokya means the whole, all the beings in the whole, say all the three lokas, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, all the three lokas, there are supposed to be different beings. Starting from animals, humans, and then some slightly mid-level celestials and higher level celestials, and Deva Gandharvaha, different levels of celestial beings we come across in our text. So like that, Trailokya Dehopadhi, that is the Upadhi for the whole, for all the beings in the three worlds. Then Sarvesham Bhutanam Antaratma. Not only that, physically he is the Upadhi and he is also the indwelling thing. That is also the indwelling spirit which is there. Sarvesham Bhutanam Antaratma. Sahi Sarveshu Sarvabhuteshu
सही सर्वभूतेषु
Drashta Shrota Manta Vijñata Sarvakaranatma.
द्रष्टा श्रोता मंता विज्ञाता सर्वकारणा.
Sarvakaranatma, correct. Sarvakaranatma. Yeah, Sahi, the same Virat, or Hiranyagarbha also you can say. Sahi, Sarva Bhuteshu, in all the beings. Now we are talking about not merely Virat or Hiranyagarbha, we are talking about the absolute Purusha. So earlier we read one line, Virat sa Tattvantaritattvena Lakshyamanopi, as though something is intervening in between. Tattvantaritattvena means between this Virat and between and Brahma. It is as though this Hiranyagarbha is something which is intervening in between. So that we saw that line. There he said, it is not as though something is intervening in between. This Virat also is from that Brahman only. So that is what we saw. So from that point of view, it is Sa. Sa is referring to that Purusha, that Supreme Brahman. That is the Sarva Bhuteshu, in all the beings. Drashta, Shrota. Drashta means, that means all the sense organs which are functioning, or the intelligence which is reflected in all the sense organs, the intelligence which is reflected in the Antahkarana, all this is from that Supreme Being only, from that Supreme Reality called Akshara Purusha. That Akshara Purusha is responsible for Hiranyagarbha, that Akshara Purusha is responsible for Virat, that Akshara Purusha is the same thing which is reflected in all the Antahkaranas and all the say sense organs of all the beings, not only human beings but all the beings. Drashta, that is the seer, Shrota, listener, Manta, the thinker, Vijñata, the knower. Then Sarvakaranatma, he is the Sarvakaranatma. This is the cause. That is the cause for everything else. Everything. Then we will come to the next shloka, mantra. Let us read this mantra. This mantra tells about, say, further evolutes. What are all the further evolutes? And then it also gives a very interesting or rather a poetic picture of how we have to visualize them. There is some attribution of say yajna bhavana. Yajna bhavana means treating it as a very sacred thing. So that also we are going to see that. Let us read the mantra. Tasmad agnis samidho yasya suryah
तस्मादग्निः समिधो यस्य सूर्यः
somat parjanya voshadhayah pruthivyam
सोमात् पर्जन्यवोषधयः पृथिव्याम्
puman retas sinchati yoshitayam
पुमान् रेतः सिञ्चति योषितायाम्
bahvih prajah purushat samprasutah.
बह्वीः प्रजाः पुरुषात् सम्प्रसूताः.
Okay. Tasmad Agnihi. Tasmad means from the same Brahman. From the same Brahman. Agnihi. Agnihi again is here. What is this Agni? Yeah, Dhyuloka. Agni is Dhyuloka. They are like the same meaning as in the earlier mantra. Earlier mantra also is Agni is Dhyuloka. Tasmad Agnihi Samidho Yasya Suryaha. Suryaha Yasya Samidhaha. That is for which Surya is the fuel. Suryaha Yasya Samidhaha. You have to read back. Samidho Yasya Suryaha. You have to read it back as Yasya Suryaha Samidhaha. That is Agni for which Surya is the fuel. That is Agni means that say Dhyuloka. For this Dhyuloka, Agni, this Surya is like the fuel. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
For this Dhyuloka, Agni, this sun is like the firewood, is like the fuel. Samidha, Samidha you know.
Yeah.
Samidha means the fuel. Samidha, Suryaha Yasya Samidha, for which Surya is the Samidha. Then Somat Parjanyaha. Soma is moon. Somat Parjanya. Moon is supposed to be responsible for Megha. Megha means the cloud and the rain. Cloud means rain also. Cloud is not empty cloud, but rain. The word Parjanya also refers to cloud and rain. This cloud or rain, from that Voshadhayah Pruthivyam. Soma is responsible for this Voshadhis and all that. Voshadhis means all the plant kingdom. That is why he is called Voshadhisha. Soma, this moon is supposed to be is called Voshadhisha. It seems moon is very, very important for, we know that science says that sun is very, very important for this photosynthesis and all the growth of plant kingdom. But our books say that moon is also very responsible. Moon is also responsible. He is called the Voshadhisha. He is responsible for the growth of all these things. Then next line is Puman Retaha Sinchati Yoshitayam. Puman means the man. The male rather, whatever it is, not merely the man, but any male, being, living being. Puman Retaha Sinchati Yoshitayam. Yoshitayam means in the woman. Yoshita, Yosha, you know. Yosha means Stri, woman. Yoshiti, it should the Saptami Vibhakti should be Yoshiti. But here, of course, in the Vedic Sanskrit, they have written Yoshitayam. In the Stri or in the woman. What does he do? Retaha Sinchati. He puts his semen. Retas, you know. Retas is semen. Seed, whatever you say. Retas Sinchati. Sinchati means he places. He places his semen in that, woman. Why he is saying all that we will see. Then Bahvih Prajah Purushat Saprasutaha. Prajah, Purushat, from that Purusha, Bahvih Prajah, all the beings, several beings, Samprasutaha, where they are born, they emerge. Prasuta, Prasava, you know.
Yeah.
Prasava means delivery. Prasutaha means they are delivered, they are born. So that way, they come into existence. They are being born. So that is the meaning. So here, Puman Retas Sinchati Yoshitayam, etc. Why do they say that? That is, we are referring to a particular section in, not only particular section, this is the Vedic tradition. In that Vedic tradition, there is what is called Panchagni Vidya. Panchagni Vidya is one chapter which you come across in Chandogya Upanishad. In that Chandogya Upanishad, there are Pancha Agni. Agni means fire. Pancha is 5. 5 things are visualized as Agni. We know that what is called Upasana. Upasana means you visualize something as something else, isn't it? You visualize a human being as fire. You visualize man as fire. You visualize woman as fire. You visualize what else? 3 other things. That is Dhyuloka. Dhyuloka, that heaven, as fire. You visualize this Parjanya as fire. Parjanya means Megha or cloud. You visualize Prithvi as fire. So that is fire means this yajna agni, not merely ordinary fire. You see, there is a yajna. In this yajna, what do? There is a fire which is there, and into that fire you put some ahuti. You put some, say, fuel, whatever it is. That there is an agni, there is a yamani, there is some fuel which is put into that, and then there is a result, isn't it? So you are doing a sort of yajna bhavana in so many things. For example, this Prithvi, this Dyuloka. Dyuloka is by giving a support to all the entities or all the beings in this whole world. It is performing a sort of yajna. So similarly, Parjanya, Megha, which is the cause for rain, which is the cause for all the plants and all these things, it is something like yajna. What it is doing is somewhat like yajna. Yajna is something, is an activity which is for the good of the whole world. The broad meaning for yajna is given in Gita. Starting. So yajna is any activity which is for the welfare of mankind. That we have seen in chapter 4 of Gita. So here all these cosmic functions, the cosmic function which is performed by the heavenly world, the cosmic function performed by Parjanya, that is cloud or rain, and the cosmic function performed by the Prithvi which is giving food for all. And then this Purusha and Yosha, the male and female, in any species, not merely human beings, this male and female, they are also responsible for the further production and then for the further continuation of the species, if you may call so. So this is also has to be treated as a yajna. So in fact, if you see that Panchagni Vidya chapter in that Chandogya Upanishad, one student called Shvetaketu, he goes to a king. So he goes to a king, and then he wants to display his knowledge. So the king asks him some questions about, do you know where all the beings they go after they depart? So questions like that. And then the student does not know. Then he comes back to his father, and then the father also says, no, I also do not know, let us go to the king again. So this Rishi, he goes to a king. Why I am telling this is, in those days, if a king had some knowledge, the Brahmin had to go to a king and learn that knowledge. It is not as though the Brahmin was alone the person who was having knowledge. The king was also a person who was having knowledge. And where, say, a Brahmin is not available, where a king also is not available, Kshatriya is also not available, a Brahmin has to go and learn, say, that Vidya from a Vaishya or anybody. So that was the system at that time. So that is also there. So in this Panchagni Vidya, where 5 things are visualized as fires. So fires means basically yajna bhavana. Yajna bhavana means this is a sacred activity. So in our tradition, the male, female, say the intercourse between the man and woman is supposed to be a very sacred activity. So there is a basic question. For example, whether man was created first or woman was created first. So this question we don't pose to ourselves. The question is, say whether man was created first or woman was created first. Suppose the Bible says man was created first and a rib was taken out, and from that rib God breathed some life into that, and that rib became that Eve or woman. So the man is created first, and from his rib the woman is created. So that is what Bible says. So there is a Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Of course, our people also speculated. It is all speculation only. Nobody has seen God making or anything like that. And science has so far not established anything. So in the absence of any such, theory or any such discovery by the science, we can still say what Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says. So Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says that this Hiranyagarbha was the first thing, the mind, the cosmic mind which formed, and then this cosmic body called Virat. So from this, he became an entity looking like, say, a man and woman in full embrace. A man and woman when they are embracing. So what is that shape? A shape like this. So in that shape he became, and then it fell on the ground. It fell into it became 2 pieces. So it became 2 pieces. He dropped it on the ground, and then he became that form, and then fell on the ground, and then it became 2 pieces. So one is called Pati, and then the other is called Patni. And the etymology for Pati, Patni also is interesting. Patayati, what is this? Patayati, let me see. So I have not noted here, not patayati, something. Because it has fallen. Patanam, you know, pata is to fall. Because it is fallen, it is called pati. The female for that is patni. Somewhere I have noted down. So anyway, pati, patni. Okay. So this pati and patni, both male and female in any species, they are also say they have formed simultaneously according to our speculation. It is something which are formed. These two things are formed simultaneously. So that is what we see. So this puman retaha sinchati, that is when this person he puts his semen into that woman, it is like say putting an ahuti into that fire. That woman is a fire for the man, and then man is a sort of fire for the woman. So that is how we have to understand. So there is a yajna bhavana. It is not as though it is the fire of lust. It is not the fire of lust. It is something, it has to be visualized as a sort of sacred say duty, as a sacred say ritual. So the man and woman, in fact, if you see the marriage mantras also, they reveal that the meeting of a man and woman, or rather the intercourse between a man and woman, was supposed to be a very sacred act. So that is it. So that is for continuation of dharma. They are supposed to have intercourse in order to produce children for continuation of dharma. So that is what it is. Dharmecha, arthecha, kamecha. So anyway, let us read the bhashyam. Panchagni dvarena cha या संसरन्ति प्रजाः तापि तस्मादेव पुरुषात् प्रजायन्ते इत्युच्यते. Okay, Panchagni dvarena. Panchagni is what I told just now. Panchagni vidya, that is the upasana. Vidya, you know, vidya means upasana. This upasana of these 5 things as part of yajna. So that is that Panchagni Vidya. So Panchagni Dvarena, from that, say in that meditation what we have seen, so in that Dwaram, in that process, Yaha Samsaranti Prajaha, the people who are born and then who are there in this cycle of birth and death, Yaha Samsaranti, Yaha Prajaha Samsaranti, those people who rotate in this fire of, not fire, this cycle of, this wheel of samsara, Tapi, they also, Tasmadeva Purushat Prajayante. They are all born from this Purusha only. That is, from this Akshara Purusha only. Then, Tasmat Parasmat Purushat Prajavasthana Vishesha Rupo Agnihi. So, from that Purusha only, Tasmat Parasmat Purushat, from that Parapurusha, from that higher being, from that Purusha only, Prajavasthana. This is the destination for all the Prajanam Avasthanam. Avasthanam means a sort of destination, goal. What is the goal for all humans? Some heaven, Swarga. Swarga is the destination. Prajavasthana Rupaha Agnihi, that is Dyuloka. Dyuloka is supposed to be our destination. We perform various yajnas, rituals, etc. And then we want to go to some heavenly world. So that heavenly world is the destination, which is that Prajavasthana Rupa. So then, Savishishyate means that is being explained or distinguished, that is being distinguished, or the details of which are being, say, elaborated. Samidho yasya suryaha samidhaiva samidhaha suryena hi dyulokaha samidhyate tato hi dyulokaha nishpannat somat. Dilokagneha also is okay. Dilokan nishpannat somat. Parjanyo dvitiyo agnehi sambhavati. Okay. Then savishishyate. Samidhaha yasya suryaha. That is Surya yasya samidha. That is for which the sun is the fuel. Then samidha iva samidha. It is as though he is a samidha. As though he is a sort of fuel for the whole world, for giving light to the whole world, for giving energy to the whole world. Suryena hi dyulokaha samidhyate. Indeed, he means indeed, Suryena, the whole dyuloka is samidhyate. It is all lighted up, it is all energized. Samidhyate. Then similarly, tatohi, from that only, द्युलोकाः निष्पन्नात् ततः द्युलोकात् निष्पन्नात् not द्युलोकाः द्युलोकान् निष्पन्नात् द्युलोकात् from that heavenly world only निष्पन्नात् means something which has emerged निष्पन्नात् somat from that soma which has emerged from that Diloka. Soma means moon, which has emerged from that Diloka. Parjanyah dvitiyaha agnihi sambhavati. Parjanya is that rain, not merely cloud, but it is a rain. Parjanyah dvitiyaha agnihi sambhavati. Dvitiyaha agnihi. In that Parjanya, in that water only, though it is only water in that say cloud, we are doing Agni Bhavana. That means that is also performing a sort of yajna. It is performing a yajna by giving food to mankind. Then tasmacha parjanyat oshadhayaha prithiviyam sambhavanti. From that parjanya, oshadhayaha, all the plants, the whole plant kingdom, prithiviyam sambhavanti, all the plants, etc. Vrihiyavadi, he says, normally vrihiyavadi. Vrihiyavadi means some wheat, not wheat, but rice, barley. Vrihi is rice. Yava means barley. So then, Oshadibhyaha Purushagnau Hutabhyaha Upadana Bhutabhyaha Pumanagni Retas Sinchati Yoshitayam Sinchati Yoshitayam Yoshiti Yoshagnau Striyam iti. Okay. Oshadibhyaha Purushagnau Hutabhyaha. For all these Oshadhis, they are like the Samidhas for this Purushagni. Oshadhis means all this plant kingdom. Plant kingdom is all the food we eat. This food we eat is like the Ahuti into this Purushagni. The food we eat is like an Ahuti. That is why we do Pranahutul, Prana Swaha, etc., etc. So these are the Ahutis into this Purushagni, into this human being or the male who is visualized as Agni here. And then these are the Upadana Bhutabhya. This is the material cause. Upadana, this is the material. Upadana Bhutabhya means those which form the material, those which constitute the material. All these Oshadhis, they constitute the material as fuel. Constitute the material as fuel means constitute the fuel itself, in other words. And then from that, Puman Agni, this man who is visualized as Agni, this man or male visualized as Agni, Retaha Sinchati, he Sinchati, literal meaning of Sinchati is making wet, something wet. Sinchati, Abhisheka, what do you do in Abhisheka? You pour water into that. Abhisheka, Abhi plus Sechanam becomes Abhishechanam. Abhi plus Sechanam becomes Abhishechanam. Abhisheka. So Sinchati means sprinkles, pours, so like that. So the man, human being, pours the semen into the woman, and that woman again is Agni. Woman also is visualized as Agni. Yoshitayam, Yoshitayam has to be taken as Yoshiti, because Yosha, for the word Yosha, the Saptami Vibhakti is Yoshiti. Then Yoshagnau Striyam, in that Stri, which is called Yoshagni, which is also visualized as Agni. So here there are Agnis. The Diloka is again an Agni. This Parjanya is an Agni. Then again Prithvi is an Agni. The human being, the male is an Agni and the female is an Agni, which are all contributing for the continuation of this species. So that is how they are visualized as all the five fires. So that is called Panchagni Vidya. That is meditation. Panchagni Vidya means not knowledge. Vidya does not mean knowledge in the sense of Brahmajnana. Vidya means it is a sort of meditation. Meditation for purpose of giving a sort of nobler sentiment to giving a sort of nobler idea to that. The relationship between man and woman is not some sort of lustful encounter, but it is a very noble, a dharmic deed, a dharmic activity for protection of dharma. In fact, all the marriage mantras, if you see, they are like that only. Anyway, let us come to the next thing. Tasmad ruchas sama yajumshi diksha.
One more sentence here. Evam kramena bhakvi bhakvaha.
Oh, okay. Evam kramena
Bahvihi
Bahvyaha
Bahvyaha
Brahmanadyaha
ब्राह्मणाभ्याम्
पुरुषात् परस्मात् संप्रसूताः समुत्पन्नाः.
पुरुषात् परस्मात् संप्रसूताः समुत्पन्नाः.
So that is that last line. That is bahvih prajah purushat samprasutaha. Bahvih means bahvyah. Many, several. Prajah. All the beings. What are all the beings? Brahmanadyah. Brahmana, Kshatriya, etc., various varnas. Purushat, Parasmat. From that Parasmat Purusha, from that Supreme Purusha, samprasutaha. Samyak prasutaha means sam utpannaha. Samyak utpannaha. Then let us see the next mantra. Tasmad ruchassama yajumshi diksha
तस्माद् रुचस्साम यजुंषि दीक्षा
यज्ञाश्च सर्वे क्रतवो दक्षिणाश्च
यज्ञाश्च सर्वे क्रतवो दक्षिणाश्च
संवत्सरश्च यजमानश्च लोकाः
संवत्सरश्च यजमानश्च लोकाः
सोमो यत्र पवते यत्र सूर्यः.
सोमो यत्र पवते यत्र सूर्यः.
So all the yajna related activity is being described in this mantra. Tasmat, from that Brahman only, from that Supreme Purusha only. Ruchaha, Sama, Ruchaha, Ruk, Ruk is the Ruk mantra. The Ruchaha is the plural of Ruk, Ruchaha. Then Sama, the Sama Veda. Yajumshi, Yajus again is a mantra. Yajumshi means Yajur mantras. Then Diksha. Diksha means, Appaya Diksha, Ayyappa Diksha and all is Dikshas, Diksha means a sort of initiation. You take up a sort of Vratam. So that is Diksha. Vratam means Diksha, a dedicated, way of staying, a dedicated way of living. So, or rather, you can take it as a sort of initiation. You are doing you are performing a yajna, say some yajna or something like that. So, prior to performance of that yajna, you undertake a Diksha. That means you have performed some penance and then you are chanting some mantras, you are doing some japa. So that is that initiation, isn't it? So that is what is called Diksha. Then Yajñāscha, all these Yajñāha. Then Kratavaha, Yajñā and Kratava, there is a small distinction. Kratavaha, Shankaracharya is giving a meaning. Sayupaha, he says. Kratava means where there is some sort of sacrifice of an animal, some goat or something like that. Kratavaha. Dakshinascha, Dakshina means all donations which are not donations, you call it, can you call it donation or gifts? You call them gifts given to various people who are around. Then Samvatsarascha, the year, the measure of time, that year is also called a sort of creation. Measure of time, because Kalam is also a creation, isn't it? Kala also is a creation in that, say Maya only. Maya Kalpita Desha Kala Kalana, isn't it? Kalam, the time was not there earlier. Time came into existence only after creation. So that is it. So Samvatsarasya. Then Yajamanasya, the person who performs the yajna is called Yajamani. Then Lokaha, the type of lokas, the results, the karma phalam. Loka again is karma phalam. The karma phalam which is attained by this Yajamani. So this karma phalam. Then Somaha yatra pavate. Then again this karma phalam, we have seen there it is of two types. One is this Chandra, this sort of Chandrayana, this is called Pitruyana, from where they return. They go to Somaloka, Chandraloka and then they do return. The other one is Devayana, isn't it? Yeah. So that is what we can see here. Somaha yatra pavate. Lokaha yatra somaha pavate. These lokas which are, governed by, pavate literally means purifies. Pavate means purify, pavadhatu. Yeah. That is purifies. Soma yatra pavate means soma where this moon purifies. In other words, where moon governs. And the other one is yatra suryaha, where Surya governs. Where the lokas which are governed by Surya, lokas which are governed by Chandra. The lokas which are governed by Chandra are those from where there is a return. This lokas governed by Surya are that Surya Dvarena. Surya Dvarena means where they stay to a heavenly loka and then there again they attain knowledge and then they get liberated. So that is the picture. Yatra Surya. Okay, we will see the Bhashyam. Kincha karma sadhanani phalani cha tasmadeva ityaha. Karma sadhanani phalani cha. Karma sadhanani means all these things are karma sadhanani. Ruchaha, Sama, Yajumshi, all these things are karma sadhanani. These are all tools which are prescribed for performance of a karma. So this is sadhanani. Then phalani cha. What are these phalani? Lokaha. Various, all these lokas, etc. All these things, they are all derived from that Supreme Being only. Then katham
कथम
tasmat purushad
तस्मात् पुरुषात्
ruchaha
रुचः
niyataksharapadavasanaha
नियताक्षरपादावसानाः
गायत्र्यादि छंदो विशिष्टा मंत्राः.
गायत्र्यादि छन्दो विशिष्टा मन्त्राः.
Okay, tasmat purushat. From that purusha only. Ruchaha. What are these ruks? Niyata akshara pada avasana. Niyata means fixed, something which is fixed. Akshara means letters. That is, in all these ruk mantras, there is a fixed chandas. You know what is chandas? Chandas is a prosody. And prosody means you have this particular group, there are several groups. In all these several groups, there are fixed number of syllables. For example, in English also we have got prosody where fixed syllables are there. So similarly in Gayatri mantra, suppose you take. Gayatri mantra, there are 8 letters or 8 syllables in a particular line. Then similarly there is what is called Trishtup, there is what is called Anushtup. Anushtup again is 8 letters only. 8 letters but in a different say form. Different form means you know that say Hrasva and Dirgha. There are some Hrasva words in a particular place and Dirgha words in another particular place. So that is it. So in that manner there is a fixed or rather regulated way in all these Ruk mantras. Niyata akshara pada. Pada means that particular line. Fixed letters in a particular line. Fixed number of letters in a particular line. Padavasanaha means ending with such things. Then Gayatriyadi Chando Vishishtaha. Gayatri, Trishtupu, Anushtupu, etc. There are some Chandas. Chandas also we know that it is one of the Vedangas. That is one of the limbs of Veda. What are the limbs? Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandas. One sage or rather one Rishi called Pingala. He is supposed to have written a big Chandas Shastra about all these Vedic meters. Then Chando Vishishtaha Mantraha. The mantras which are having this are characterized by this Chandas. Then Sama, Pancha Bhaktikam, Sapta Bhaktikam cha.
Pancha Bhaktikam, Sapta Bhaktikam cha.
Stobhadi Gita Vishishtam.
Stobhadi Gita Vishishtam.
So Sama, Pancha Bhaktikam and Sapta Bhaktikam. Bhakti means division. Bhakti actually means division. Even in normal Bhakti also, Bhaja Dhatu. You know this Vibhaja? Vibhaja is what? Vibhakti only. Vibhakti is division. Bhaja. I am different from God. That is what is Bhakti, isn't it? So, here, of course, we are not referring to that. I am only referring to that to tell you the meaning. So, Pancha Bhaktikam means 5 divisions. Sama, there are some 5 divisions in some Samas. There are 7 divisions in some other Samas. So, for example, Sama Upasana. This again it is referring to Chandogya Upanishad. Chandogya Upanishad there is Samopasana is there. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also there is what is called Samopasana. Sama Upasana. In that Samopasana there are 5 elements. So you have to visualize that Upasana in 5 different levels, in 5 different forms. We need not go into all that. 5 parts. Sama is Pancha Bhaktikam or Sapta Bhaktikam. 5 parts or 7 parts. Sometimes Stobha. Stobha means there are words like hum, fat, etc. Him, whom, fat, etc. So these things which do not carry meaning but then which add to the beauty or elegance of that mantra. Sometimes which add to that elegance of ha, vu, etc. Elegance of that mantra. Giti Vishishtam. Then Yajumshi Aniyataksharapadavasanani Vakya Rupani Evam Trividha Mantraha. Okay, Yajumshi. Aniyata means not fixed. Niyata means fixed. Aniyata is not fixed. And there is any number of words can be there because this Yajurveda consists of both Padya and also Gadya. Padya Gadyatmakam. That is it. Aniyata Akshara Padavasanani. There any number of letters will be there and then it is also in prose. Vakya Rupani. Vakya Rupani means in the form of sentences. They are Evam, in that manner, Evam Trividha Mantraha. Mantras are of 3 types. Rukku, Yajus and Sama. Then what is Diksha? He is explaining. Dikshaha
दीक्षाः
Maunjyadi Lakshanaha Kartruniyama Visheshaha.
मौञ्ज्यादिलक्षणाः कर्तृनियमविशेषाः.
Kartru Niyama means a sort of say Niyama. Niyama means something like a regulation. Niyama is a regulation or some sort of prescription for the Karta. So Karta has to perform this. Karta has to be in this particular discipline. Niyama is sort of discipline. Okay, let us say discipline. Kartru Niyama Visheshaha. What are they? Maunjyadi Lakshanaha. In a particular yajna, he has to have a Maunji. Of course, Maunji, you know, Maunji is a sort of Malatad with girdle. This thread which you tie across the tummy, that is the thread. That is also compulsory. It is as compulsory as the so-called sacred thread. There is a sacred thread. This Maunji also is compulsory. So that Maunji sometimes in some functions or some yajnas, there is a special Maunji which is say tied. For example, in marriages you must have seen this Kusha, Darbha is taken and then there is a special Maunji. There is a special Yajñopavita, there is a special Maunji, etc. you must have seen. That is gold Yajñopavita or some silver Yajñopavita, so we see. So like that, all these things, they are Kartru Niyama Visheshaha. Various types of regulations or rules for Niyama. You can also say rule for the Karta. Kartru Niyama Visheshaha. Then Yajñascha Sarve Agnihotradayaha.
यज्ञाश्च सर्वे अग्निहोत्रादयः.
So from that Purusha only this yajñas are also born. Yajñas also have emerged. What are they? Agnihotradayaha, like this Agnihotra, etc. This is again according to a cosmic scheme, according to a cosmic design. Then Kratavaha Sayupaha.
क्रतवः सयूपाः.
Yupa is a sort of peg. Yupa actually, Yupa Stambha it is called. Stambha means, Stambha is a small pillar, you know. Yupa Stambha is a peg which is strongly pitched into the ground, which is hit into the ground, that peg, and then a goat, that animal which is being sacrificed, that is tied to that Yupa. So that there is a Jiva, there is a Pashu, which is tied to that Yupa. So Sayupa means where there is some element of sacrifice. So that is explaining Sayupaha. Pashuyagaha Tadangakaha. I am reading from the notes, footnotes. Pashuyagaha Tadangakaha Somayagascha. Tatra Pashuniyojanartho Yupaha Khadiradi. Pashuniyojanartha. That is in order to tie that Pashu. So that Pashu is probably it was sacrificed in olden days. So for that purpose there was a Yupa Stambha. That so they are called Sayupaha, Kratavaha. Then Dakshinascha Ekagavadi Aparimita Sarvaswantaha. So Dakshinascha, there are different levels of Dakshinas also. Dakshina means gifts. So depending on the type of yaga you are doing, there is a different level of Dakshina. If you are doing a small yaga, okay, one cow is good enough. That is Ekagavadi. Starting with Ekagava. Ekagava means one cow. Then ending with Aparimita Sarvaswantaha. Sarvaswam means whatever you have. So you have seen in Kathopanishad, what is that first mantra? That Sarva Veda Samdadau Tasya Hanachiketanam Aputrasa. You have seen that line. Sarva Veda Samdadau. That is whatever he had, he was supposed to give. Whatever he had, all he was supposed to give. That is called Sarvasva. Sarvasva Yaga. What is that first line? I am not recalling. Okay, anyway. Ushanha Vai Vajashravasah. That is the line. Ushanha Vai Vajashravasah Sarva Veda Samdadau Tasya Hanachiketanam Aputrasa Tagam Hakumaram Santam. So that is that line. Okay, anyway, that is Sarvasva Yaga means where you are supposed to give away what all you have. So there, that son suddenly questions, oh, you are silently keeping away some good cows and you are giving away all the bad cows. If you do that, you will not go to some great lokas. So that is how the son chided the father. So that is it. So Dakshinascha Ekagavadi Aparimita Sarva. Aparimita means unlimited. Unlimited Sarvaswantaha. Giving away whatever one has. Then Samvatsarascha Kalaha Karmangam. So this karma, okay, Karmanga Bhutaha is also okay. Karmanga Bhutaha means that is like a Karmanga. Karmanga bhutam means it is like a karmanga. So samvatsara, as I said, it is a kala. This kalam itself is a creation after. Kalam is something which is a concept which comes into picture after creation, isn't it? So this is also karmangam. This becomes a part and parcel of karma. So because this karma, a particular karma has to be done for a particular time, so this kala becomes an important. Then yajamanasya karta.
Yajamanasya karta.
So yajamana means karta. Lokaha tasya karma phala bhutaha.
Lokaha tasya karma phala bhutaha.
So lokaha means karma phala bhutaha. You attain some loka, you attain some other karma phalam, all those things are called lokaha. Te vishishyante. Te visheshyante means they are being distinguished, they are being told in detail. Somo yatra yeshu lokeshu
Somo yatra yeshu lokeshu
pavate punati lokan yatra yeshu suryah tapati cha te cha dakshinayanottarayana margadvaya gamyaha vidvad avidvat kartru phalabhutaha. Okay. Te visheshyante. They are being distinguished. What? Somo yatra pavate yatra suryah. Where moon operates, what is, and where sun operates. Yatra, that yatra means in those lokas in which, the lokas in which, or the worlds in which, who somaha pavate, the worlds in which the sun, the moon purifies. Pavate means punati, purifies lokan. Lokan means all the people. That means he is the person who is governing, the person who goes to Chandraloka by virtue of some good deeds, by virtue of some yajna, he comes back. So that is the point. Then yatra, where, yatra means yeshu, the lokas in which Surya tapati. Surya is doing the same job. Surya also is doing the burning of. Tapati means burns. Burns or shines or governs, you can take any meaning. So he purifies also. By Surya tapati, it also purifies. Surya tapati cha. Teja, tapati of course is not there in mantra. Yatra Surya. You can also take pavate or tapati, doesn't matter. Techa Dakshinayana Uttarayana Margadvaya Gamyaha. Those lokas, what are they? They are the two paths called Dakshinayana and Uttarayana. It doesn't refer to time, as we have seen in Gita Bhashya. It refers to Adhisthana Devata. Dakshinayana Adhisthana Devata Chandra, Uttarayana Adhisthana Devata is Surya. So this Adhisthana Devata are mentioned. It is not as though all the people who die in Dakshinayana go to hell, all the people who die in Uttarayana go to heaven. It's not like that. We have seen it in Gita Bhashya very clearly. So Dakshinayana Uttarayana Margadvaya Gamyaha. The Margadvaya, the two paths. Margadvaya Gamyaha means these lokas which are to be attained in these two paths. That is, Surya Dwara is one and Chandra Dwara is one. That is the people who perform just yajnas, etc., and then mere rituals for the sake of punya phalam. So they go to that lower level. Then those who combine with, say, vidya, upasana, those who combine with devotion, bhakti, saguna bhakti, etc., they go to the other higher worlds where they again get the knowledge, and then they get liberated. So these are vidvad avidvat kartru phalabhutaha. One is vidvat kartru, the other is avidvat kartru. That is kartru phalabhutaha. That is, one is the result of phalabhutaha means result of. One is the result of the work done by a vidwan. Other is the result of the work done by avidwan. Avidwan means somebody who has not performed this upasana or bhakti. Avidwan means somebody who has not performed that vidya. That is upasana or bhakti or anything. So that is it. Then let us go to the next mantra. Then tasmacha deva bahudha samprasutaha sadhya manushya pashavo vayamsi pranapanau vrihiyavau tapascha Shraddha Satyam Brahmacharyam Vidhischa. So again the same yajna. extension of yajna, that is being described. Tasmacha, all these devaha, sadhyaha, manushyaha, all these things, and then pranapanav, vrihiyavaha, etc., etc. What are they? Tasmacha, and also from the same Purusha, bahudha, devaha, bahudha samprasutaha. All these divine beings which we call celestial beings, they all emerged. Then sadhyaha, another type of celestial beings. Manushyaha, the humans. Pashavaha, all types of animals. Vayamsi, birds. Then pranapanav, prana and apana. Then vrihi yavav. Vrihi is say rice. Yava means barley. Godhuma is separate. Godhuma is wheat. Vrihi yavav. Then tapascha. Tapa means austerity. Here the normal meaning for tapa. Then shraddha. Shraddha, we know. Shraddha means devotion, earnestness, very earnest devotion. Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha. The trust in the teacher's words, the trust in the words of the scripture. That is what is Shraddha. Then Satyam. Satyam, the normal meaning of Satyam, that is truthfulness. Brahmacharyam. Brahmacharyam means celibacy. The normal meaning is mentioned here by Shankaracharya also. Then Vidhischa. Vidhi means all the rules and regulations relating to performance of yajna, performance of dharma, not merely yajna, but various other dharma activities, dharmic activities. There are certain rules. So all those rules, they are called vidhi. See, let's see the bhashyam. Tasmacha purushat karmanga bhuta devaha bahudha vasvadi gana bhedena samprasutaha samyak prasutaha. So from the same Purusha, Tasmacha Purushat, from the same Purusha, Karmanga Bhuta Devaha, all these gods who are also Karmanga Bhuta, they are also part and parcel of this yajna, karma, because these devas are something which you are creating by virtue of a karma. By doing a particular karma, you are creating a loka for yourself. By doing this particular yajna, by doing a particular karma, you are creating a particular world. And then you are attaining that level of God. You are attaining that level of God. So that is karmanga bhuta. They also become part and parcel of this karma. It is not as though there is a person separately. All these people who do good works only, they become these devas. They attain that celestial level. So that is it. Karmanga bhuta devaha. Then bahudha, in different forms. Vasvadi gana bhedena. Vasu, Rudra, Aditya, etc., etc. There are various cosmic functions, you see. Vasu, Rudra, Aditya. We have discussed it earlier. So Vasu, Rudra, Aditya, the gana bhedena. In all those, with all such divisions, gana bhedena, samprasutaha, samyak prasutaha means they have all emerged in a due manner. Then sadhyaha deva visheshaha. So sadhya is again deva vishesha means a specific type of deva, a sort of lower level of divine beings. In those divine beings also there are so many levels which we see. Deva visheshaha. Manushyaha karmadhikrutaha. So we know that this Manushya loka is the only loka which is meant for performing karma. All other loka are, they are not the karma loka, karma bhumi. They are the bhoga bhumi. Bhoga bhumi means not as though you enjoy. Sufferance also is called yogam, bhoga. Bhuja means to eat. Bhoga means not merely enjoying but also suffering. So human being, this human world is the only place which is called the karma bhumi. For this karma bhumi also we can clarify. I have clarified earlier, but in this Upanishad I have not clarified. Karma bhumi, very often we say Bharat Desha is karma bhumi. It is not as though India alone is karma bhumi. Karma bhumi means the place or the level at which you can perform a good deed. That is what is karma. Karma is, you are referring to a ritual, a sacred ritual. It may be a sacred ritual specified in this, say, our scriptures, or it may be some other sacred thing which is general in the sense, we have also seen Vapi, Kupa, Tatakadi, that is, what are they called? Ishtapurtam. Ishtapurtam also we have seen earlier. That is, say, doing certain good things for the welfare of society. That is also yajna. That is also a good deed. So with all these things, you are achieving some better lokas, you are achieving some better results. So this is the area, or this is the level, the human being or the human life is the level in which you can do some good deeds and achieve things. So that is why we call the human life as karma bhumi. So the whole world, or rather the human life itself, is karma bhumi. Not as though India alone is karma bhumi. India was big at one point of time. We extended up to Afghanistan on one side and the whole Burma on another side and Ceylon on another side. The whole thing was Bharata Khanda. But when all these things went away, then what is remaining? What happened to the karma bhumi of that area? What happened to Kandahar, that is Gandhar Desha, which is now Afghanistan, which was also karma bhumi earlier. So India is a karma bhumi, something which is a Puranic idea. It's a Puranic idea just to tell you, give you, pat you on the back, say that, oh, you are in a noble land, you have to do good deeds and all that. Karma bhumi means the human life in which you are given a chance to improve yourself. So that is karma bhumi. So here manushyaha karmadhikrutaha, those on whom karma is ordained. Karmani adhikrutaha. Karma adhikrutaha means karmasu or karmani adhikrutaha. Adhikrutaha means their adhikara. Adhikara means not authority only. They are enjoined on them. They are enjoined on them. They are supposed to do all good karmas and get some good results. So let us continue in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.